What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of the Posttopostpod podcast. We are recording tonight, Friday, June 11th, from the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts, for the 4.5 annual BFIT Heroes Cup hockey tournament. With me, as always, is my co-host, Matt Small. It's amazing to see the amount of players and fans that came out for this thing, don't you think?
Unbelievable.
It's
insane. I've never seen this many people for a tournament in my life.
Right. It really is kind of like, I mentioned it in the interview, like opening day for hockey. Everything's back, we're back at it.
I think the best thing is, when I walked in, we're getting closer to the locker rooms, and I could smell the sweaty gear.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm home, baby. I'm home.
There are so many players here, man. It's awesome to see. I love it.
It's so awesome to see, and the fact that all these players are EMTs, they're all military, firefighters, police.
First responders, yep.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to see, man. It's gonna be such a good weekend.
And
man.
the amount of money that they're raising, it's like insane,
ridiculous.
I can't even picture it. It's nuts.
And the support they're getting from like the Bruins and everything is, and not even just the Bruins organization. What was it? Bob Sweeney, we're going to talk about later on, is all in this too.
Yeah, our guest tonight is Mike Matros, the founder of this tournament, and it's just like baffling. It's awesome to see right now. People are still walking in 8 o'clock at night. I love that we did the recording here too. This is nice.
This is real nice. Yeah, we're right at the front door of everything, so we're seeing everyone coming in, leaving. Everyone's here with like the family, parents, the kids running around and everything. It is fucking good to be back.
Yeah. So want to get into some NHL talk?
Yeah, let's get into some NHL talk, buddy.
Perfect. So the semifinals are set for the Stanley Cup playoffs. We have Vegas and Montreal, and we also have the New York Islanders playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. What do you want to jump into first? You pick.
Let's get into Tampa and New York Islanders here.
All right, let's do the Tampa-Carolina series first. What do you got from that?
So, you might hate me, but I think it's going to go 7. And I think Tampa Bay is definitely...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're talking Tampa-Carolina before we got into
right.
Tampa, New York.
I thought you were talking about like what's going on now. Okay.
What'd you think of that series?
So, I didn't understand the people who said Carolina was going to like have any competition with them. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, Tampa. And then you were like, Carolina. I knew like 10 other people just like, dude, Carolina. I'm like, where do you see Carolina coming out on top of this?
Yeah, looking back, I think I was wrong on every single pick. I forget what I picked. We'll review it later, but I'm pretty sure I picked wrong on all of these. And Carolina, honestly, I don't know why I picked them. Nedeljkovic and Mrazek in net, like, against the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Like,
they were juggling both of them. Like, Nedeljkovic was in, and then they threw Peter Mrazek in, who had, like, a good game, and then all of a sudden Nedeljkovic came in for that last game against Tampa and just kind of shit the bed. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You can't juggle goalies in this time.
Right, exactly. Tampa Bay's power play, too, 47.1%, and the penalty kill was at 77.8%, so they're clicking on all cylinders right now.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
On the other side of it, you're ready to jump into the New York Islanders and Bruins series?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do you want to start with there?
So I do want to start with that. I know I talked about the Bruins. I just wanted to be completely opposite of you. But
you were right in doing it because I was wrong on all 4.
Yeah, because I knew the Islanders were going to take this series. I knew it. They're just...
Oh, no, you picked Bruins. I picked Islanders in
That's
6.
what I'm saying. And that's why I said I just did it to be opposite to you. But, like, I knew the Islanders were going to take it. And, like, I was telling my brother that. My brother's like 100-0, like, every game. Remember that?
Yeah, Shane's pick 6 and 5 on picking the Bruins to win every single game this postseason.
Solid move.
The Islanders clicking on all cylinders as well. Palmieri, Pelech, Barzal, like, insane. They were just lighting it up.
Got dirty. It did get dirty. It got dirty on both ends, I would say.
Yeah, definitely a grudge match. These teams don't like each other.
Here's the problem with the Bruins, though. When you watch the New York Islanders, New York Islanders are like big dudes, and Bruins don't have the big dudes anymore. Chara's gone, and I think he was like the bigger one there.
Yeah,
now,
and then Carlo goes out, and Miller didn't make it back in time, so you're down to 2 bruisers.
It's small guys just getting absolutely creamed.
I said that they were too young and too injured to win this series, and speaking of which, Tuukka Rask injury. He's torn labrum, was that right?
Torn labrum, I think it is. Yeah. And it's right on the hip.
So that's why you saw him playing so stiff. It seemed like a back problem, but in the hips, too, it locks you up.
Right.
He is planning to have surgery. He's going to be out for up to 8 months, and he doesn't have a contract right now, so I don't know what the plan is going to be here.
I don't know what the plan is either. This is... I wouldn't say similar, but it's pretty similar to, remember when Henrik Lundqvist came to the Caps and he's like, oh yeah, I'm having open heart surgery? It's like, what do you do at that point? It's like Washington was kind of throwing a curveball at that point. I think the Bruins might be having a curveball right here.
Yeah, so let's jump into that real quick. With Henrik Lundqvist this season trying to make it back and he couldn't actually get it done, what do you think they'll do in Washington there? Are they done with Henrik Lundqvist? Like, not going to re-sign him? Because he was only on a 1 year.
I don't know where Lundy's going to go. It's a funny topic because, playoffs are going on, so you're not thinking about him. But I think postseason comes along and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Lundqvist wants to be back. Because there was talk about him coming back this season. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And you're like, how? Like,
yeah.
It's insane. So he wants to come back. The problem is his contract with Washington's up. Where's he going to go? Who's going to sign him?
I mean, league minimum, it wasn't really a bad pickup, even if he doesn't play. That's not too much money down the drain.
No.
But with Tuukka Rask, like, he's not coming back until February on this timeline now.
Right.
So is Boston going to look to pay him $7 million a year again?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's going to shop the market, see what he can get, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. This will throw, again, I'm going to say curveball yet again, because this is going to go curveball into fucking everything, because Tuukka Rask, his contract's up, and Bruins do want to sign him. I remember Bob Sweeney and Cam Neal are just like, he's the future of this organization. But when your contract's up, and again, he's going to be out till February, how do you sign a goalie that's going to be going through hip surgery like
Honestly, I think that's just them feeding you whatever they want to tell you. Because just because they say that they want to sign him, they haven't signed him. They had all season to sign him, and nothing happened.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, there was talk. They did come out and say we're going to wait till after the postseason, the playoffs, to talk about signings, and that's what a lot of players do. Ovechkin did the same thing with Washington last year. Or was it this year? I think it was this year.
Yeah,
Just like,
that's
we'll
right.
wait till after the playoffs. It's something you don't want to talk about with your players. Like we're focusing on the playoffs right now, and then when everything's said and done, we'll talk about your contract and see where it goes from there.
So another interesting tidbit from the New York Islanders and Bruins series: Bruce Cassidy fined $25,000 for chirping at the refs.
Fucking bullshit.
What do you think?
I hated it. I absolutely hate it. $25,000.
You hated the George Parros one too, right? When George Parros got in trouble.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Or no, George Parros fined them or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, George Parros fined him. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's like you can't have frustrations, and he wasn't wrong. Like, you'd see high sticks from like the Islanders that entire game that won't get called, but then all of a sudden like McAvoy or whatever just like got like just a tip of his stick to, like, I don't know, we'll say Clutterbuck, and they're just raising the arm like instantly. I'm like, this, it was totally just one-sided with the ref saying like, hey, listen. And I don't think he was wrong at all to come out and be like, this is bullshit. Like,
I don't think so either, but I'm also not opposed to him being fined for it, because you can't just let the coaches run.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to
circus.
him being fined either, but $25,000 is hefty. Whereas you're seeing players just like...
Well, that's because the players, the max is $5,000.
$5,000.
The coaches, I can fine
like,
whatever
what the hell?
I want.
So a player can kill another player and only get fined $5,000, whereas a coach talks shit to a ref for that game and gets $25,000. But thankfully, the Bruins players are just like, no, we're all coming together and going to pay this shit.
Did they?
Yeah.
They paid for it? That's awesome. That's what I figured was going to happen too. On the other side, on the other side, we have Vegas and Montreal facing off. So there's going to be a travel exemption for Canada. These players are going to be able to go there, and there's going to be certain rules, and they're going to have to quarantine and all that type of stuff. But at least they'll be able to play like a normal series, you know?
Right.
So let's look at the Montreal and Winnipeg series. Go ahead.
Montreal, Winnipeg? Okay, So if anyone said Winnipeg before this, I'd be all on board. I'm like, there's no fucking way the Canadians are going to take Winnipeg. And you know what the Canadians did? They fucking swept Winnipeg.
Swept them.
It's like, what? I am still eating so much shit for shitting on fucking Carey Price.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally almost right before him coming back. Because remember, we were talking about the playoffs, and I was like, hey, if Montreal starts Carey Price, that's going to be the worst fucking decision they're ever going to make. I wonder if I can clip that and put it right here, just so everyone knows like what I said. If Duchamp does what he says he's going to do and put Carey Price as like the starting goalie for the playoffs, like, that's already saying, hey, we want to get the fuck out of the playoffs as soon as possible. And Jake Allen's going to be like, what the fuck did I do all this for? But like, I was so fucking wrong.
Yeah.
He is on fire.
Yeah, the composition of their team too, they just look like they're built for a playoff run. It's right. Insane. I personally am just impressed, honestly. They have not trailed since Game 5 of Round 1. They've gone 437 minutes and 53 seconds, and they are now the second longest, maintaining the lead streak. And they're only second to themselves from the 1960s, and they need 50 minutes and 45 seconds. So when Game 1 drops, if they can get through the 50 minutes without going down, they'll take that first spot, which is funny.
And ironic, the first spot, like we talked about, was the Canadians. The Canadians are all through it, but that's when they're in their dynasty where. What was the rule for the Montreal Canadiens? They could take any player from Canada. And
that's right. Any of the Canadian leagues.
And so when you see those stats, you're like, yeah, they were cheating at that time.
Right. Just so we have the quote, too, about the travel exemption. The federal government has approved a travel exemption for the final 2 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs that will allow NHL teams to cross the Canada-U.S. border without quarantining. Players and club personnel will be subject to enhanced public measures. So that's what that's looking like. But
perfect timing, I guess.
I'm glad that it's happening, Yeah. It's good.
It's good. It's good for hockey. Not good for Canada. Yeah, so I can't remember who. I was talking to a coworker of mine. Weren't they going to do the bubble? Wasn't they talk? I don't remember ever it being said, but he was talking about the NHL saying if Canada if Canada was still shut down, they were thinking about having a specified arena in Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo, nice.
For the playoffs, but we're just like, so that means Canadians, if the Canadians Bruins, so the first time since 1978,
this could have happened.
This could have happened. If the Canadians, were on fire and got to the Stanley Cup Finals, and same thing for the Bruins, if they got on fire and went to the Stanley Cup Finals, they'll meet for the Stanley Cup, which is the first time since 1978, and the last time, I guess thanks to COVID. But if the travel restrictions and quarantining was still a thing, they were talking about Buffalo having the arena there specified for the Canadian team, which would mean there's no Canadian fans going down to Buffalo because they can't come down. Right. So it's just Bruins fans there away and Bruins fans home. It's just it would be constant Bruins fans on both ends, and maybe Buffalo fans
because they couldn't even go. Yeah, that is interesting.
So I was I wonder how that would go.
And then on the other side of things, Vegas knocked out the Colorado Avalanche. What do you think of that series?
I loved that series.
That was awesome.
I absolutely loved it. In the beginning, I was saying Vegas Golden Knights all the way, and I kind of still am. But when you're watching that series, Colorado just looked like such a all-around team. Grubauer was a brick wall, man. You couldn't go wrong with Gru, but. Vegas somehow found a way. Fleury was having his difficulties. There was a few bad bounces on him. I think was it Game 5, Game 6?
The blocker side high that he tried to glove with 0.8 seconds left in the period.
I'll try to get the clip right here, but he's I thought the shot went from the blue line, but no, dang it from the blue line. It kind of went up to the face, top of the circle. And it was going blocker side where all Fleury had to do was lift his blocker, but Fleury's let me just try to catch it with my glove, and it went top shelf.
Especially with 0.8 seconds left. You don't need to cover the rebound there.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, you just let it go to the corner.
It just goes to say, man, you could be the elite goalie, but still have your little mess ups there.
Yeah. Nice thing about this too, it's the strip club capital of the U.S. and the strip club capital of Canada playing to go to the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas and Montreal. Thought that was a nice fun fact I found online.
Not a lot of fans, but there'll be a bunch of strippers in the stands.
All right, so you want to make some picks here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tampa Bay and New York Islanders. What do you got?
This is rough for me because after watching. So the Bruins weren't 100% at all, and the Islanders did look really good. I think I had the Islanders beating the Bruins anyway, but when you saw the shot blocks they were taking, man, big bodies, Bruins couldn't get anything from the blue line. They shot from the blue line, and all of a sudden the puck was bouncing back. But it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be that way for Tampa. So the New York Islanders are going to look good for that series against Boston, but they're not going to look as good against Tampa. So I'm going to take Tampa on that.
Yeah, I'm taking Tampa too. I'm done picking against them. I picked Florida. I picked Carolina. I'm done. Tampa it is. How many games are you taking them in?
I think the Islanders are going to give them a run, but I'm going to give them 6.
I posted my picks earlier on that Stanley Cup Pick'em Facebook group that I'm in, and I picked Tampa in 7. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah. And then on the other side of things, we have Vegas and Montreal.
So,
fucking Jimmy Heaters, man. How are we going to bet against Montreal? How?
I don't know. So
it just doesn't feel right. If I pick them, I'm going to be a mush. I'm going to pick Montreal, and they're going to lose.
All right. So this is where I was thinking for all last week and the week before was Montreal is on absolute fire right now. They look good. We just talked about their top players scoring, and there's 6 guys just killing it right now. Carey Price is on fire. Colorado was the all-around good team versus Vegas, and they definitely showed it. If Vegas won that, I don't think Montreal would have a chance. But Vegas was showing like holes. They got through Colorado.
Okay.
No, but I'm saying Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas has some holes, and Fleury's not playing up to par from what you think he was. So it's difficult for me to say Vegas, because I feel like if Montreal has like that fire under the ass still and can still push through, I think Montreal has a good chance against Vegas.
You taking them?
I'm gonna take Montreal.
Savage, dude.
I'm a guy from Boston taking Montreal. My girlfriend's gonna hate me.
So does your brother. So how many you taking them in?
This is gonna go 7. 100%. This is going 7.
The interesting part for me about these series is that none of these teams have played each other all season long.
No.
This is their first time seeing each other,
Right.
so this is very, very weird. My picks from the other group, I posted and I said Vegas in 6 because I'm a Vegas fanboy and I hope that they win. Now that they're through Colorado, as long as like they're not too beat up and not too exhausted from
Right.
that, I think they're good to go.
Right. I'm gonna eat shit because in the beginning of this whole thing, I said Vegas going all the way, and now here I am picking Montreal over Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you could see anything happen now,
Right.
and a Vegas Tampa Cup final would be fucking incredible. I would
Amazing.
love to see that.
Yep.
I don't really want to see the New York Islanders in the Cup final, not because I'm like a Homer fan, just in general. I'm good. I think I'll pass on that one. But yeah,
So that's we got some picks going. I gotta start writing down these picks. I guarantee you, we're bad.
dude, I was dead on with New York Islanders in 6. I picked last time. Everything else was wrong.
Just wrong.
So
It's one of those playoffs, man. Because I feel like normally you'd be like, oh yeah, Montreal did good against Vegas in this season, but now you don't have that. Again,
right.
we're seeing teams see each other for the first time in. Did they even see each other in the bubble? No. So like, how long has it been? It's been over a year, right?
Yeah, over 2 technically, right?
2. So it's gonna be.
Oh no, yeah.
I think these first games might be like games where like they're feeling each other out, and then it's just gonna go from there. So
Yeah,
who knows?
absolutely.
So what do we got going on?
I think now it's time to send it over to our interview with Mike Matros. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Loved having this guy on. So here's our interview, and
Yeah.
we hope you enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest tonight. It is Mike Matros, the founder of the BFIT Heroes Cup Hockey Tournament. How you doing tonight, Mike?
Doing awesome.
You excited to play?
I'm very excited to play this year, yeah.
Glad to hear you finally got out there on the ice for this time. So when and how did this tournament get started?
So this tournament started, let's call it 5 years ago, but this is tournament 4.5 since last year was canceled. But it was started because I was running the Boston Marathon. So my fire department, Sudbury Fire, was playing a neighboring town, Framingham Fire, as an effort to raise funds and have my marathon, meet my marathon fundraising goals. The event was so well promoted, everybody was like, that was great, let's make it a tournament. So I have a bunch of friends in the fire, police, military, and they're like, we're in. So one of my friends used to be the manager of this rink, and I'm like, I don't know anything about running a hockey tournament, but I know I can get you the bodies. He's like, you get me bodies, I'll put together one of the best tournaments we can do. So
Looks like you did it.
That's awesome.
in our first year,
You nailed
we
it.
had 54 teams in our first year.
Wow.
It was awesome.
This is now the largest in the world first responder tournament.
Correct.
It's insane.
Correct.
90 teams playing this year from all around the country, each raising money for their own fundraiser. In 2019, $600,000 raised. How did you get this to be where it is now?
So the 90 teams is actually down. We're actually down due to COVID. We lost all of our out-of-country teams. So we were limited because no international travel. So we usually have around 10 teams that come from Canada. We have some from UK, from Ireland, kind of all over the place. But my goal is just keep the thing growing. Keep it growing, getting bigger and bigger. If we raised 600 last year, I want it to be even more and more. So we try and incentivize our teams with best game time, assigned parking, which
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've seen the parking
Oh, yeah.
around here. If you have a designated parking spot, that's like big league stuff. So we, stuff like that. Guys will raise $25,000, $30,000 just to have
Wow.
an assigned parking spot. They have an NHL celebrity play on their team throughout the weekend. The tailgating, whatever it might be. So we kind of incentivize them with perks throughout the weekend. And at the end of the day, they have the best weekend. They get to pick their own game times. They have their own parking. So that's why it becomes very competitive. So if they raise 600, as collectively as teams, they raised 600,000 last year. They got to step the bar up even every year if they want to keep those spots.
Any good name drops this year for NHL players?
Let's see, we got one of my high school buddies, actually. I called him in despite the Bruins connection, but my buddy Bobby Butler, who played for Team USA, played for Nashville, a couple other NHL teams. Mike Motto,
Awesome.
Andrew Alberts. We have Andrew Raycroft here.
Wow.
Then we have a bunch of other guys that are coming in throughout the weekend. Billy Jaffe comes in, skates with us all weekend. It varies often, all the time. I'll be like, yeah, these guys will just come jump on random teams because of the friends and stuff they have. So
That's great. That's great. We saw online that Boston Bruins are your partner for $500,000. Is that this year they raised that money?
with the Bruins?
Yeah, the Bruins partnership.
Yeah.
How did you get in touch with them, and how did you partner with them?
So we were actually having the first year of the event, the 54 team event we were having here. At the same time, they were having the NHL alumni going on. So that was their biggest fundraiser event. And they were overshadowed because they had like 16 teams, and then the Sports Center was like, "Yeah, we got a big tournament in town. You guys are getting the back rinks," and they're like, "This is the NHL alumni tournament. Like, this is our biggest fundraiser we have. What do you mean?" And they're like, "No." So they got pushed. So Bob Sweeney actually was trying to track me down because he learned about the event, learned everything that since we were sharing a building that weekend. And he couldn't even find me because I was running around so crazy trying to get a hold of stuff. And so Bob Sweeney ends up handing my wife a business card. He's like, "Tell your husband to get in touch with me because we want to help. We want to go through." So this was on a Sunday. Monday morning, I called Bob Sweeney in the office, talked to him. By Wednesday, we had a partnership with the Boston Bruins.
You're kidding me.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
That is incredible.
We just want to help.
Wow, that's
was awesome.
Fantastic. You tell me I was the one who emailed you, and
Yep.
you were so good over the email. Like, come in, man. We want to promote this as much as we can. You were absolutely fantastic. I didn't realize how big of an event this was until we took a left into the parking lot here, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
After your 2-mile walk from your car to get here.
Yep.
It was insane. So,
Yeah.
Hats off to you, man. You
Appreciate it.
grew this from. When did you? How many teams? 50 teams?
So we started, first year was 54 teams, and now
54 teams.
we're down a little bit, but we're at 90 teams this year. Next year we'll be back at full capacity because of no COVID restrictions. We'll probably be at 110, 120 next year.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Was 90 like a cap that they gave you because of COVID? Or
No, I capped it at 90
Gotcha.
because what we did is any teams, like our international teams or any teams that we lost, I just didn't bring on additional teams because I thought we were going to be having this tournament with COVID restrictions.
Exactly. Yep.
So there's
So-
more teams trying to go in, but you're like, no,
Oh, we have a wait list. We have a long wait
Oh
list.
my
That's
god,
awesome.
We have a long
that's
wait
amazing.
list
That is
people get
awesome. Good for you.
So
So, Mike, full-time firefighter. You own a fire equipment cleaning company called Redline Gear Cleaning. You run this incredible tournament, father of two, and you coach hockey and youth basketball. How do you get it done?
There's one more thing you forgot. So this weekend, actually, I'm rebuilding my house. So my
This weekend.
So
Picked a good weekend.
My general contractor and one of my best buddies sends me a video. Says, "Hey, I had some opening in the schedule, so this is what we're doing to your house." This was today. I knocked my
my
entire
goodness.
house down today because I didn't have enough going on today. So I did that today.
Looks like we're staying at the rink this weekend.
Good thing I got great hotel deals going on.
So how do you get it all done, man? That's a lot.
We have
That
a
is
good
a
team,
lot.
real good team behind us. Obviously my wife is like my right-hand person when it comes to anything we're doing between the business, the foundation. So me and her really try and tackle it. And the only way I know how to work is in a state of chaos.
Yeah.
So
Clearly.
I had ADD my whole life, so I just learned how to kind of channel it and take that energy and put it to something. So the only way I know how to work is like this.
Right.
A couple more for you here. How has this impacted your personal life, the whole kit and caboodle?
Definitely a little bit busier, but I think it's actually been really good for my kids because they get the bigger picture. There's more to life than the stuff they're working on. Hockey, if you want to be, whether my kid thinks it's hockey or whatever, they see the charities, they see the impact we're doing, and pushing that generation. So as a father, it's the best I can, ever teach them because there's nothing this kid knows more in life than charity work. That's
awesome.
That's his world.
That's huge.
This is absolutely amazing. I definitely next year. Maybe we can do this. Get you on the podcast again.
Yeah.
But definitely next year and this weekend if I can. Definitely come down, check it out. Again, I was floored by how many people here. How many you have the band going on over on the other side.
Seven bands.
It's insane.
I think I saw Wormtown came up with a beer for this tournament. Is that
Did you
correct?
guys try it?
I haven't yet.
It is awesome.
Yeah?
It is a
good?
really good
That's
beer.
great.
So they made it just for this special recipe, not just a can, but whole recipe that's just for us.
That's
for the
awesome.
Heroes Cup beer, which is awesome.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was so floored. So I work on the commuter rail, and my engineer was the one that brought me on to you.
Yep.
It's kind of funny how big this is, but at the same time, you can't find it at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess. And
That
he was-
Mark? You talking about?
Just yeah, like
The
I didn't know about this.
No, the engineer. Is that Mark?
No, it was Paul Silva. Do you know
Paul,
him?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you know Paul?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm going to talk to him Monday then. Yeah, so he brought me onto it. He goes, yeah, I heard about you guys in the WE Boston, and was like telling me all about it because he knows about the podcast. Talking about. So he goes, oh, get him on. So then I'm like looking him up. I'm like, this is so much bigger than I thought it was. It was insane. So it's an honor to have you on too, and if I can get the word out for you, especially to like all the people that view us and listen to us,
Yeah, no,
perfect.
I appreciate having on. I'm sorry it took you about an hour and a half to track me down.
No worries.
No worries at all.
I felt bad. I kept getting messages that you guys were here. So
you're a busy man. I could definitely see it.
Last couple here. Where can people go to donate?
So heroescuphockey.com. They'll see all of our teams, the team stories. They can pick on any team. Random donations are always go a long way. Certainly to the tournament, or just come on down. I mean, if they're in the area, I don't know when we'll have it. But if you guys can't make it out this year, next year people can come on in, donate on the spot, whatever. They can also buy merchandise and everything right off our website.
That's awesome.
And where can people find you on social media? You have any presence like that yet? For
Heroes Cup Hockey. And my wife does my social media. And, I get really distracted with that, so I'm just really on it all that much.
Right, exactly.
Anything else you got for him?
I got nothing. It's just, again, a pleasure to be here. Definitely getting the word out for you, and thank you for everything you do for all these guys, EMT, military, everyone.
Pleasure.
It's incredible what you're doing, and it's a great story to tell. Especially for 4 years, right? 4.5 years.
Yeah, 4.5. Yeah, it was bumming last year got canceled. It was
right.
So all of our teams that were registered for last year and all the fundraising they did, every one of them just said, roll it forward. We want to play.
Awesome.
We want to play. Everyone was, all the charity money, everyone said, roll it forward. Roll it forward. So
this is going to be huge.
So we were able to push it forward, and I was so happy that the restrictions got lifted like 2 weeks ago to allow us to do this, be maskless, hang out, let everybody have the weekend that they have needed for a year. Because every one of these guys out here has gotten their ass kicked over the past year. This has been a wild year for sure.
Right. Yep. So it's good to have this tournament just as a fun little weekend, and also to help raise money for all
it's like opening day for hockey
too. Yeah, it's great. So.
But we did hear that you're playing goalie tonight. We both play goalie, so we know what it takes. So we want to give you time to warm up and get ready.
We know what it's like.
So I don't know if you saw my 10-year-old going around. So I have him backing me up tonight because I know mentally I'm going to be a total mess. So I'm like, you know what, kids, suit up. You'll probably do better than I will tonight.
Again, guys,
give me a breather after the first period.
This was Mike Matros with the BFIT Heroes Cup Hockey Tournament. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an interview we got from Mike.
It was great, man.
Guy.
He's such a good guy, so down to earth, so humble. And the fact that we just sent him an email and he was willing to just do all that for us.
Again, when I got here, there's so many people, and I was just like, the fact that he was responding to my emails and texts, I was like, how are you doing this?
Yeah, it took him he wasn't lying, maybe 20, 25 minutes to come meet up with us. But, dude, he has so much going on here.
So much.
I didn't even think we were going to be able to set up anywhere, by how packed the place was,
I got here, and I was like, there's no way he has time for us. There's no way. I'm like, I was ready to meet him and just drive an hour back to Quincy and be like, can we just do a phone interview? But again, great guy, great guy.
He made time for us.
He made time for us. He literally had a game in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got some time to kill. Let me get on. Playing as a goalie too, it takes me a half hour to get my shit together.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I got this. I got time. Plus his son has got the gear too, so he can warm up. He's good to go.
Did you see those pads that he had made, man?
Oh my God.
The Bruins made those for him for last year, and
unbelievable.
They couldn't use it because of COVID, so they were like, "Here, you could keep them." He's like, $2,000 pads, thank you.
Here's a fresh pair of Bauer Vapors for you too. Oh, and it's custom made. Here you go.
So nice, so cool,
so sick.
It's incredible, man. They have their own app for this tournament. You can check schedules, times, scores. The check-in is like a QR code. You take a picture, and they just yell your name once you've signed up, and they're like, "You're all set. Here you go. There's a goodie bag." So cool. Yeah,
you had to figure something out for this because there's so many plays. And there was only the two girls. That's
insane.
all they had for it. So
the check-in was basically kind of do it yourself on your phone, and then it's here you go.
I think it made things so much easier too because they must have been. I don't know. We came here late in the afternoon, as you could tell from the background, but I can only imagine this morning. I know it's just QR code, but there must have still been a line from there all the way down. So But they're doing a hell of a job here.
Even the families and the fans, I was like, wow, there's a lot of people coming to watch this. And also the intimidation factor of them all being first responders. Every guy walking in here is fucking yoked. I'm like, but I think the reason that there's so many fans and families here is just because of all the money that they donate and raise. They're like, I've paid, to have them be in this tournament, and I want to go watch them play.
Right.
Like, that's such a cool concept to me. I love that.
I learned something new this weekend, too. You talking about the firefighters and mustaches.
Oh, yeah. So there were a lot of guys with mustaches, and I remember one of my buddies is a firefighter, and I was like, why do you guys all have mustaches? It's like, why does no one do beards? And he's like, the beard hair, when they wear the mask for, when they're going in, the beard hair gets in between their face and the mask, and it allows, it's not a clean seal, so it allows the smoke into the mask. Yep. So that's why a lot of firefighters have mustaches.
Just have the mustaches.
I thought it was funny.
And as he tells me that, I'm getting out of the car, and I'm like, oh, that guy's a firefighter. That guy's a firefighter.
It doesn't mean they're a firefighter, but
they all got the stash, man. That means it's
so funny.
It's like, oh, that guy's. And you got to assume too, since everyone here is either a firefighter, military, police or EMT.
Yep. Shout out Mike Motto too. I did a hockey tournament with him. He just does all kinds of charity work. Just good guy.
Right.
Yeah. Former player for the Bruins, right?
Good guy. Local
guy. The funniest part to me in the interview when he mentioned the NHL alumni game getting bounced to the back rinks here. I think there's 4, maybe 8 rinks. This place is huge.
This massive.
But they bounced the alumni tournament to the back because of how big this tournament was.
Yeah.
This tournament was more important than the NHL players. That is insane, man. That's when you know you made it. That's awesome.
My God. I think I think I saw Reggie Lemelin. What the fuck, Lemelin, the goalie. I think I saw him in a picture when I was looking up photos, and I wonder if he was in the alumni game. So I can only imagine be like, hey, listen, I know you play for the Bruins, but skedaddle, man. We got bigger shit going here.
I definitely want to catch one of these games, man. I'm starving. The food here smells amazing. I don't know what that is. Probably just hockey gear that I'm smelling. But I definitely want to check out these games. They got A level, B, C, D, so.
Yeah, we've been here for a while, but we haven't been able to check out a game. Here, setting it up and everything, checking everything out. There's jerseys that are so sick that are specifically, hockey jerseys for Weymouth Police or Sudbury Fire Department. It's so sick, and they have a bunch of. They have a bunch of stuff for the BFIT Cup, and I'm definitely gonna go around and definitely grab some gear here too.
Even the team jerseys, all these guys walking in, they're all sick jerseys. They all make nasty custom jerseys. The plug too for anyone that wants to make a donation, buy some gear, any kind of sweatshirt, things like that. It's heroescuphockey.com. We'll have the link in the description below for you as well.
There'll be a lot in the description for you guys, for anyone listening and does want to donate to all these great charities. Anything helps with all these charities, and again, what Mike was saying, everything rolls over. It keeps going, it keeps growing.
Even the small donations matter. It all builds up.
Great event to be at. I'm so happy to be here and talk to Mike. Mike's such a great guy yet again, and it's been a long day, man. But right now, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm not even tired. I'm just
right.
This is awesome.
I want to make sure that I make it over and get one of those Wormtown beers too. I got to try that.
Yeah, me too.
It's so cool. They made custom cans, he was saying too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There's got to be, because there's so many guys out. What was the thing? They sold 30,000
30,000 beers
on
2
a
years
Friday.
ago. Yeah, on one day.
On one
Insane.
day. And that's nuts. You think nuts, and then you get here, and you're like, no, they probably did that from by noon.
Yeah. I mean, even like you said, pulling down here, I was like, what the hell is going on? Imagine trying to do something like this at Hingham or one of the small rinks. You can't.
You can't. It just makes sense that it had to be this rink. I can't think of a rink, I'm trying to think of a rink that's a huge parking lot.
Yeah, but I mean,
maybe Thayer, but still not big enough for this.
Yeah.
This has a lot. You need the fucking dirt lot in this place.
Yeah, it's nuts.
We had to park there because there's no other parking. It's insane.
Crazy, man. This is so cool to see, though.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm just loving kind of people walking around. It's funny. I keep looking at the screen on monitor, and you can see people in the background just kind of walking in and be like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah. Channel 5 News.
Yep. But this is cool. This is totally out of our comfort zone from what we usually do. We're usually in your basement, just like
Slamming beers.
slamming beers, getting shit faced, and
There's a big sign right on the door, like don't
I
bring
don't
any.
think we could do that with all the cops around.
Yeah, the big sign on the door says don't bring any outside beer in here. I was like, shit. Sober episode for me. But we'll definitely swing back to my place and have the usual nip in the
The
basement.
usual nippy poos.
But yeah, got anything else, pal?
I got nothing really else to say. This might be a short episode. So
Another short one, Matt? Another 45 an hour episode?
Another
and you call it
45
short,
to an hour
even though it's not?
shorty episode. So there's things that I do want to talk about, but we're going to be doing that next episode. One of the big things I did want to talk about was, guess what? Aaron Frankel.
Drafted, baby.
Oh, I'm not thinking.
No,
sorry, that's
Ty
not
Curry,
Aaron. That's
dude.
Ty Curry. Why am I saying Aaron Frankel? Sorry, Jesus Christ. She's. I just posted her on fucking Instagram. too.
Sarnia Sting drafted her, right?
Sarnia Sting drafted
In the
her,
OHL.
and she's the first woman to be drafted into the OHL. So that was awesome. I remember seeing that and reading the title was kind of misleading. It was just like, oh, she could be, and I'm like, I think this might be just like
Clickbait.
clickbait. But
Gotta get some clicks
when
and
you
views.
when I was reading like the everything, and then you're reading from what her teammates are saying, you're like, oh my god, she might have a chance. And then it happened. I was like, oh my god, like that's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So the sport of hockey is definitely growing. It's growing in the OHL, and I'm glad we kind of caught that before it even happened.
Get that right.
Oh yeah, buddy. So I don't know. Should we end it here and try to get some beers and try to get some jerseys? And try to get
We'll
some-
catch back up with you guys at my house, and we'll send it off for real there. 'cause
Yeah.
We'll see you in a few.
Back to the normal place. So we'll see you in like 3, 2, 1 now. And just like that, we're back. Back in our
Studio.
back in the studio. It's nuts. Time travel is insane. It happens. Time travel is a thing in 2021.
No, that was a long day. Time travel's not a thing.
That was a really long day.
That was good, though. That was a good time. You could see the sun go down as we did the interviews and stuff towards the end of it. It was
Right.
getting dark behind us.
Awesome.
Funny.
Great time though.
Yeah.
Great time.
It was good.
It's now 11 o'clock. We left for Marlborough around
4:30.
4:30.
Yep.
So long day, long episode.
Wrapping it up. This is the beer that we mentioned on the show. Heroes Cup Foundation Blonde Ale from Wormtown Brewery, 4.8%. The beer was specifically made for this event, and the can was as well. Can on the back says, the Hero Cup is a blonde ale brewed to honor our first responders. Every drop is filled with honor, bravery, and patriotism. This beer was brewed exclusively for the Heroes Cup with the perfect measurement of malt sweetness and a light hop bitterness, crafted to be smooth and refreshing to get you right back on the ice. Pretty cool.
As many of you know, I'm not a big beer guy on here. I like my mixed drinks, beer. Obviously I don't sip on it, but this was really good for what do you call it? Blonde beer? That's what it's called.
Blonde ale, yeah.
It's actually
sessionable. You can
really
drink, you can
good.
drink a few of them.
Really
you know?
good. If I could find more of these, I would. But this might
No,
be like a
this was specifically for this week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I wish you could find these in stores.
yeah.
But this is the end of the episode. This is it.
Done.
We time traveled from what? When did we start? 6, right? Around 6:30 where it's light out. Then all of a sudden it's dark, and now it's 11. But you know what time it is?
Time to rip a nip.
It's time to rip a nip.
And Matt's joining me on the 99 train this week.
We're both doing 99s this week. I said it's been a long day, and we both deserve to like die at the end of this.
I have 99 black cherry. I think this is the one that you said would be the worst.
Yeah, that might be the worst. I have cinnamon, so I'm going in with the mentality that this is gonna be like Fireball.
Close your eyes and pretend, right?
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yep.
All right,
Fireball.
cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Good job.
Fireball. Actually, that's not bad.
The burn's bad though, isn't
The
it?
burn, yeah, it's
That's what gets me every week.
oh my god.
Comes back up.
Oh my god. It stays.
It stays in your nose too.
No, it hasn't hit no wait.
Singes your nose hairs.
Damn, man. That burn just stays. Usually it goes away. That's like
Yeah, these are strong and cheap.
oh. I don't know. You want to call us out?
Yes, sir. Thanks everyone for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye guys.